All right, here we are, week 3, day 3, for minute 72, 7th grade math. 7th grade math. All right. For problems 1 through 3, use the stem leaf plot to the right. So this line last time represented the tens column and the separation between the tens and the ones column. And this time the key is saying this represents a decimal. So I'm going to put a decimal up here. So this would be 1.1, 1.1, 1.5, 1.7. So it says, how many times does the number 2.2 show up? So it would be 2.2 once, 2.2 twice, 2.2 times, 3 times. My handwriting, oh, that looks like a weird 8. 3. All right. How many numbers are between 4.5 and 5.0? So 4.5 and 5.0. So they're not including the 4.5. And so there's just one number. So you're only looking at, there's no 5.0, so it's just 4.6 would be it, so just 1. What is the range, the big number minus the smallest number, of the plot? So the biggest number is 5.2, so I'm just going to write that down. And then we're going to subtract, and I'm putting it down below because remember to line up your decimals when you're adding and subtracting. And the smallest number is 1.1. Bring down your decimal, 4.1. So I put that right here. Complete this subtraction table. So remember positive and negatives. If I have 5 minus 3, so it's kind of hard, I'm not going to lie, because if you read it this way, 3 minus 5, it would be positive 8. So I'm not quite sure, we're just going to go with this as far as like how they read this. So here we go. We need this one. So 6, negative 6 minus 3 would be negative 9. Negative 5 minus 8 would be negative 13. I really don't understand why, I mean, that's not to me, I didn't really think of going that way. I would have gone this way, but whatever. Which of these fractions is closest to 0? So, you can turn them into decimals. Obviously, to me, this one's the biggest, because this is 90 cents. This is 10 cents. 2/50ths, if I'm going to turn this into hundreds, so that would be times 2 times 2, 400ths, which is the same as 4 cents. And then I have this amount, which 1/8. If I'm looking at this one right off the bat, 10 cents, 4 cents, and 90 cents. Right off the bat, this one looks like it's 4 cents is the 2/50ths is the least. It's the closest to 0. But right here, 1/8, you'd think that's pretty tiny. But if you're gonna, I'm just gonna say this, I know that if I were going to make this into fourths, like if you're thinking about it, you know, 1/4 equals 0.25, so 1/8 is half of that, because that's half of a fourth. So 1/8 equals 0.125. So this is like 12 cents. And if you didn't know that, and you were not quite sure what to do, or how to check your work, you could just do it this way, where you put your 1 on the inside, because that's your numerator, inside or in front. And then you would put your decimal, because 8 can go into 1, nope, can 8 go into 10 one time, which gets you 8 with 2 left over. Add your 0, bring it down. 8 goes into 20 twice for 16, which gets you 4 left over. Bring down your 0. 5. And just so you know, seventh graders, kids doing seventh grade math, I would say that you need to know right off the bat that 1/8 is 0.125. You should, that's just one of those benchmark fractions that you should know. So that 1/4 equals 0.25, 1/5 equals 0.2, or 2, again, I shouldn't be saying 0.2. I should say 25 hundredths or 22 tenths or 20 hundredths. 1/6. This one gets a little tricky because you think about it. If you have one, and you should know 1/3, 0.33, and then it just goes on. Actually, I think it's just 0.3 with a line. You don't really need to do the other 3. And then 1/2 equals 0.5. So so just like with this, if this is 0.3333, what would 1/6 be? Because it's half of that. So half of 33 is 17.5. And if I wanted to check, 6 goes into 10 once. 6 goes into 40. Well, I guess it would be 165, sorry. One 666666666. So 16. And check your work. Again, if you're checking your work and you go to enter it into your calculator, it's your numerator first divided by 6. So actually it does end. We're just going to say 16. Okay. Next. So really, which one's the smallest? Let's see, just in case you didn't get that. Which of these shapes has the most sides? A decagon, an octagon, a pentagon, and a hexagon. Well, you'd have to know what a decagon is. So if you're thinking of a decagon, you'd have to think of a decade, so 10, 8, pentagon, which would be what? 5 or 6? Which one? I want you to think about it. Well, what's 6? Sorry. I told you. So if you're doing this, which one has the most sides? Or faces. Another way to say sides is faces. So 10A. For problem 7 through 10, use the clues to complete the crossword. Oh, I hate crosswords, but I will try. The answer to a division problem. Oh, we talked about this last week. So number 7, the answer to division problem, so 7 down is a quotient. Okay, number 8, the answer to a subtraction problem, a difference. Number 9, the answer to a multiplication problem is product. And the answer to an addition problem is sum. Nailed it.